Okay, hi guys. So I'm gonna film a super quick and easy tutorial on how I do my makeup for headshot sessions. So I'm using Nico today, and I'm actually kind of glad that I'm using her instead of her sister, because if you can see up close, Nico has like peeling on her nose from summer. So this is gonna kind of like go to show you a little bit that with kids that are super young, I don't like to use a lot of makeup, even if they have blemishes, even if they have like, you know, something going on with their skin, cut, scrape, whatever, you know, they're kids. So anyway, I'm gonna show you from start to finish what I do. And if you've shot with me before, then you know that this is exactly what I do. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do with Nico's skin is I'm going to moisturize her. So the moisturizer that I use is the Tatcha Dewy, the Dewy Skin Cream. So this is a very expensive product. So what I like about Tatcha though is that you can buy it in a travel size. You can buy a travel size like gift set and just like have it on hand for auditions and stuff. This is also how I prep their skin when they have auditions as well. I just feel like it looks better on camera. It's very natural and supple. So first, I'm going to moisturize her skin, and she needs it because she's had a lot of sun. So I'm gonna go right over the area, all over it. I always make sure not to get any of this on the hair because it'll make it look oily and
Greasy?
Yeah, greasy. Okay. So our skin is moisturized. So that's always my first step. Now I will say, if you're not moisturized leading up to the day of the session, this isn't gonna be the best trick. So I tell my clients to start moisturizing like a few days leading up, like the week before. I wouldn't do any harsh exfoliation right before your session because it can bring out impurities, but maybe 2 weeks before, do a really good exfoliation, and then in like the days leading up, the week leading up to shooting, you know, just try to be putting moisturizer on to get the skin ready. So where's the spray bottle? I need it, yeah. So after I moisturize her, I like to bring it down the neck too. After I moisturize her, I'm going to spray her face. So like there's lots of facial sprays you can get. I also like the Mario Badescu facial spray. They have a rose one, a lavender one that's really good and calming.
Can I close my eyes?
Yes, this is what I've been using lately, and it's just water with frankincense essential oil. So close your eyes. So I'm gonna spray her face. I'm gonna give it like a generous covering. And while that's drying, I always go to the eyebrows. So I get the eyebrows because they're a little bit wet now, so it's perfect. I can get them where I want them like to be. And I just get them nice, groomed and brushed. I don't like to use brow gel on kids. I just get them nice and brushed. Then I go ahead and I take it and I brush out top of the eyelashes while they're a little wet. You know, sometimes they have like crusties or stuff like that, so I'm basically just brushing. So on lots of kids, I will curl eyelashes. Not now because they're a little bit wet from the spray, but I will curl eyelashes. I'm not gonna do that today, but that's what I usually do right after I get the face like sprayed, and this kind of helps give it like that dewy, natural, like there's almost no makeup look. So anyway, that's what I do, and I let it sit. If you've shot with me before, you remember this because I'll kind of waft my hand like this to try to get it to dry, but I don't know if you can really tell, but her skin just looks already with natural light so reflective, and there's not even makeup on her yet.
Can I open my eyes?
You can. So there's not even makeup on yet, but look at how the light is hitting the parts of her face, like here, right in between her eyebrows, like her cheeks, in her forehead, and it just looks so natural. So I'm making sure to do her makeup in front of a window because I shoot with breezeway light. I shoot with natural light. So I make sure to do that. Okay, so the next step that I do is I'm gonna moisturize her lips. So I'm gonna use this. It's called Naturopathica, and it's the Sweet Cherry Conditioning Lip Butter. So I put something very conditioning on the lips first while I'm doing the rest of the skin. Dry lips is always like kind of a problem with kids, especially during the winter months. So I'm just basically gonna get it really really pushed in to her lips before I start the makeup process. She is gonna get a different balm on for the actual photos. Because she's a girl, I don't use the same thing with boys, but I'll show you guys that towards the very end. Lips are the last thing I do. All right, so now her skin is completely prepped. So today I'm gonna be using what I use on my kids, but when I'm gonna actually send you the link of a really, really good dupe from the drugstore that you can use. But one of the tricks that I do is I'll use my foundation, which I use the Amazonian. This is what Yaya's dermatologist makes her use, so this is why I have it. But I mix it with moisturizer so that it makes it I don't want full coverage because they're kids, so they don't need full coverage, and I want it to kind of appear. So by mixing it with a dewy moisturizer, it kind of like gives the foundation a completely different feel rather than being full coverage. So I take it into my hand and I mix it all up. Does it? She likes the smell. And then, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really, really thinning this out. I don't want to use a lot of product on kids. I just kind of want to get, and I don't even know if this will be 100% color matched because Nico's very, very tan right now. So I start to work it in, right? Like really, really intense pats. When I get up under the eyes, I kind of do this motion. And I get it into the skin. Don't worry about the lips because you can go ahead and go over them. It's okay. We're gonna remove it as the very last step. So get it really, really nice onto the skin. This is actually a really perfect color match for her. I'm gonna let you see. I used my darker one. Put your chin down, baby. I used my darker one, but it's just so great. My goodness, you look so pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and come up here onto the eyelids, especially if you have thin skin in your eyelids with like veins. I try to just do a once over, like not with a lot of product. And also, if you notice, I'm only doing one application. I'm not adding any more. That one little tiny squirt of foundation is what's going all over her face. And look up, I match it on the neck just to make sure we don't have any lines. So if you notice, like when you mix it with the dewy face cream, it really looks so natural. Perfect for a kitty. Chin down, eyes open, eyes open, eyes open, look, boo-boo. Okay, so look at that, amazing. One thing that I didn't do on Nico that I forgot to do, you wanna make sure that you get any sleepies out of their eyes, any crust out of in there, so.
I think you got an
I see it now. Do we get it? Yeah, it's out. All right, so her foundation is done. Hey, lovey, could I have a Q-tip? Right, simple, super easy, so natural. So I used the Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation, and then I mixed it. Nico is a medium tan sand, and then I mixed it with the cream. You don't have to use this cream, it's just the one that I use. But any moisturizer will do, especially if you can find a moisturizer even at the drugstore that talks about being, you know, for, not right now, lovey, a dewy finish cream. So the next thing I'm gonna use is, I always use this highlighter stick. So if you notice, I did not use any concealer on Nico. I only use concealer on kids that are like older, like tween age or tween and teens. I do not use concealer on little kids. It really is not a good look for them, in my opinion. It makes them look ghostly and it doesn't look natural to me, and I want them to look young and healthy and natural. So this is a highlighter stick. It says Brilliant Eye Brightener, but I use it down the nose. But you can, any highlighter will do the trick for this. I also have like powder highlighter from Becca, I think it's called. Anyway, Champagne Pop, that's a really good one. But this is the one that I use. I will say that I prefer cream makeup on kids over powder, because powder mattifies them and just kind of takes away that youthful glow. So I'm basically gonna take this, I'm gonna come right down the center of the nose, just like that. And then I do like a little cross T at the bottom at the tip. And then I come in right here, put a tiny bit there, and a tiny bit right there, and just a little tiny bit on the Cupid's bow. Just like that. So I'll zoom in so you can see.
I see a lot of glow.
You see the shimmer here? So we already have natural light hitting here on the tip of her. So I just wanted to bring some light into her eyes right there. So after I'm done with that, I will, no, I actually don't use a sponge. I use a very, very soft brush, like this. So it's super soft, like the softest brush you can find that's not gonna remove any of the product. And I basically come in and I work it into the skin. So I want it worked in and I want it to kind of disperse, but I don't want the brush to take any of it off. And I do the same thing on the inside of the eye. I always feel like this is uncomfortable for the kids, but it really is worth it to me. I come down underneath a little bit. There we go. Beautiful and highlighted. So she looks golden and glowy. That's what I want. Golden, glowy, rosy skin. Boys and girls. Doesn't really actually matter. All right, so once that is done, I'm going to do another once over on the eyebrows. I'm constantly with the eyebrows grooming because I touch them a lot when I'm going through, I've noticed, and so I want to keep them. There's that. All right. So the next step is tricky. This is not typically anything that I do with boys. I don't normally put mascara on boys. This is really just a step for the girls. So you take your mascara wand, whatever mascara you want to use is fine. I prefer black brown mascara, not black. Black I think makes kids look too old and it's not natural. So I am using, I don't know what this is. Anyway, all I know is it's the right color. So, after I remove the majority of it off, I really don't want very much. And I'm going to, I always tell the kids to look at a certain part of my body, right? So I'll point like to my tummy or a word on my shirt. So if you look right here, a little bit up, right there, perfect. So all I'm gonna do is apply this to the tips of the eyelashes, girls only. Make sure not to blink. So I'm only putting it on the tip. There we go. Tips only. Don't blink, baby. Now just make sure to try to get them to, so I let that completely dry. While her mascara is drying, I'm gonna take a Q-tip and you're gonna get it wet. There's probably fancier ways to do this. I'm gonna lick it and I'm gonna remove all the product and makeup off her lips. Look at how much is coming off. So if you notice when I highlighted, I did not brush out the Cupid's bow. I like to keep it a little bit pigmented, but I go in and I remove all the foundation from her lips. Smooth out any dry skin too. See, a little bit's coming off. Dry skin's coming off. from that conditioning lip butter that I put on her, which you could use Aquaphor, you could use anything. So look at how much came off of this Q-tip. Can't really see. Totally trying to be a YouTuber right now. So I get that off. Her mascara is still drying. So this is my #1 preferred product for lips on girls. On boys, I use Paw Cream. I don't know where my Paw Cream is because I haven't worked in a few months, so I'm gonna have to go find it. So on boys, I use Paw Cream. I love it. It's amazing. You can order it on Amazon. It's made with fermented papaya. It's super healthy for them.
Papaya?
And then on girls, the Glossier cherrybomb.com. It is so good. It smells good, and it has this like very like natural youthful pink color. Kind of makes it look like they've just had a sucker. So cute. So I get that on the lip. Then I'm gonna rub it in.
It almost looks like my lips
Can you do this? Don't smudge, just do this. Good, let go. So I try to focus the pink part just in the center of the mouth. Not on the sides here, just on the center. There we go. I press it in. I don't really rub it in. I try to press it. Do this right into the center. There we go. Amazing. So now that her mascara is dry, I go in with a spoolie, clean spoolie, and I'm gonna brush out the mascara so that there's absolutely no clumps. This is how it looks like a very natural eyelash. I don't like kids to look like they have mascara on. I put the mascara on because it just gives the lashes more pigment, but I don't actually want it to look like they have mascara on. So I come in and I kind of brush through. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but like this. You can pull up the eyebrow too to get them to lift. There we go. So after that's done, I come back with the really, really soft brush and I brush out, look up, I brush out any like mascara that fell down, put your chin down, any mascara that fell down, any eyelashes that came out when I've done that, I just brush it off. And the trick is, so waiting for the mascara to dry makes it much cleaner and less messy. You don't want to be doing this if the mascara is wet because then we're gonna have to do touch-ups and I don't really want to do that. So that's why I wait. So I clean it up, open up. Beautiful. So the very, very last step, I come back over with my spray, close, and I do a once over there. Let that dry into the skin. Then we're ready to go. Open your eyes, baby.
You're gonna take
So
out my
that
hair?
is my very, very, very natural. Will you do it, baby? That is my very, very natural, highlighted, dewy, golden process. So if the child needs it, which with Nico, I normally wouldn't do it, but I'm gonna include it in because she has a lot of tone in her skin. So she doesn't really need this. But if you have fairer skin, I use this. So these are all products that you can order, but this is the NARS. And I don't really want to say what the name is, but can you see? Okay, I'll just include it, you can't see it. I'll go ahead and put some blush on her. She doesn't really need blush. I wouldn't put blush on her because she's such like a lot like the skin tone. But this is a gorgeous, gorgeous blush. This is a dupe of the one that I actually use during my sessions. But it literally is the exact same one that I use when I work. So I will include the product. So I take, it's a cream blush, of course, because everything you've noticed, I have not used any powder. Put the blush onto the brush.
That looks like lip gloss.
I do not go directly onto the face. I go onto my arm, work it around, get the heat, like the product nice and warm. Cheese. And I just go right there. Right onto the cheekbone. Cheese. Good. And then I'll kind of do a tiny brush over the nose, just to give it some pigment. So to me, this is a little much for her because she already has like amazing skin tone, but if you have fairer skin, this is how I add back some color. All right, smile. That's the finished look. So if you're a boy, skip the mascara and skip the cherrybomb.com. You can just do like an aquaphor, you can do anything like that. All right, can't wait to work with you.